thank the chair. I support House Resolution 2043, which requests President Biden produce information to the House regarding his family's international business arrangements. Now, behind me is an email from 2016 during the Obama-Biden administration between Hunter Biden and Miguel Alemán, the son of a Mexican billionaire and grandson of the former Mexican president. The email begins, quote, "We're arriving late tonight on Air Force 2 to Mexico City. We'll be there for Thursday. I'm attending a meeting with President Nieto with Dad." The highlighted sections here are significant. Quote, "We have been talking about business deals and partnerships for 7 years. I've brought every single person you've ever asked me to bring to the effing White House and the Vice President's house and the inauguration. I've delivered on every single thing you've ever asked." In this email, Hunter Biden acknowledges his attendance at a meeting between Mexican President Nieto and then Vice President Biden. He discusses business deals and partnerships with a wealthy and politically connected Mexican family, and references access provided to Mexican businessmen at the White House and the Vice President's residence, and states he had already delivered on every single thing you've ever asked. And we also have a picture of Vice President Biden, Hunter Biden, Miguel Alemán, his father, and Carlos Slim, one of the richest men in the world in 2015 while Joe Biden was president. And this is what we're asked to believe, that then Vice President, current President Joe Biden has no idea what's going on in Hunter's businesses, and whether Hunter might be compromised by America's adversaries across the world. Just a few months ago, I showed these images to Matthew Olson, who's the current assistant AG for the Department of Justice's National Security Division. His division is responsible for administering FARA, which requires individuals representing foreign principals to register with DOJ, and I asked him about this. He refused to answer whether these images raised any concerns that Hunter Biden may have violated FARA. He also refused to comment on concerns raised by FBI whistleblowers who reported that the FBI had committed a widespread effort within the FBI to downplay or discredit negative information about Hunter Biden. Well, for years, members of Congress have also sought access to suspicious activity reports filed by banks to the Department of Treasury. And when it was revealed the Biden family had generated at least 150 of these reports, the policy of allowing congressional access to them was suddenly changed by this administration. Problems got so bad that House Financial Services Committee Chairwoman Maxine Waters authored legislation to reverse the Biden administration's policy change, and that passed the House earlier this year. President Biden told the American people that he never discussed his family's business abroad with them. Well, that was a lie. President Biden not only discussed his family's international business, he participated in it. His emails show it was a lie. We were told in 2020 that when Hunter Biden's laptop, which contains, as now been revealed, a massive treasure trove of videos of Hunter Biden's
I've been told you everything
and also
and most of this, no, I never had none. That's what I'm tripping out off of. I had to fight so hard to get SSI. They wouldn't give me nothing at first. And I'm like, when you look at, I showed you on that paper where they taking out for room and board. Okay, they got a balance. Where did that balance go? So I got to say again, it's a whole bunch of stuff that I'm supposed to have but don't have, and nobody ain't explaining nothing over there at Social Security.
Authorized to acknowledge the veracity of the information on his laptop.
I ain't never got nothing.
Gives us further impetus to go forward here, because as the ranking member.
Right, I ain't getting nothing, Ms. Charles, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, I'm saying everybody getting different things, but I'm not getting nothing.
Serious, and it indicates potential compromise of the highest office. The reversal of long-standing Treasury Department policy raises serious questions about the motives behind the change, and specifically whether it's being designed to protect Hunter Biden. We should get those and go forward, which is why I'm going to vote yes. Now, Madam Chair, I can either read every one of these, but I would like to submit for the record.
Okay.
100 articles, everything from the Washington Times to the UK Mail to the New York Times and the Washington Post, about the Hunter Biden story and everything related here. I'm happy to read the title off each and every one. So honored, Madam Jackson. And you don't want me to read them? Thank you, Madam Chair.
Representative Klein, You are now recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. First, let me comment on my Democratic colleague from Georgia statement on his assertion that the Democrats had wins for the American people. Well, let me go through a few of those wins. 40-year high inflation, wide open borders, rampant crime, and soaring energy costs. These are the Democrat wins. These are the big Democrat wins. But they're not for the American people. They're for the Democrats. But I rise to speak in support of HRES 1243. This resolution provides Congress with necessary information to review and address apparent conflicts of interest regarding President Joe Biden and members of his family. Without the ability to review documents held by the United States Treasury, such as suspicious activity reports, information which was previously routinely provided to Congress until the Biden administration, without the ability to review these documents, we cannot carry out proper congressional oversight. Hunter Biden's Chinese business deals are just one concern. In 2012, as Joe Biden and Barack Obama ran for re-election, Hunter and his longtime business partner, Devin Archer, now sentenced for fraudulent activities, reportedly entered talks with a Jonathan Lee, a Chinese national who ran Bohai Capital. The group founded private equity fund Bohai Harvest RST-BHR, and BHR is Biden, Hunter, Robert. On December the 16th, 2013, 11 days after Vice President Biden flew to Beijing to meet with President Xi Jinping, Hunter told the New Yorker he had explicitly requested to join Vice President Biden, his father, on the trip and arranged for Lee to meet his father.
Yeah, and I'm like, once again, when you look at all the government agents that we have working on all the different shit that we have with all these alphabetic troop agencies that they made up just so they can make money. Why we ain't realizing this, Miss Charlie?
In 2016, BHR,
they got so many different agencies that they got out there that ain't doing no work for nothing for nobody, but they getting paid and they having 8,000 and 9,000 people working at these agencies.
Or the purchase of a cobalt copper mine and copper mine in the Democratic Republic of Congo, when my good friend Mr. Donalds talked about cobalt. Hunter Biden stood to gain millions on the deal. The firm also purchased a stake in China's contemporary Amperex technology company, the world's biggest maker of batteries for electric vehicles. Committee Republicans have already written to the Transportation Secretary about our concerns that due to the Biden administration's policies, American jobs are suffering. For example, Ford Motor Company recently announced.
This is Nicole with an urgent message for those who have not claimed their monthly subsidy of up to $1,603.
Company recently announced that it will cut 8,000 more American jobs. As Republicans highlighted in our January letter to the National Archivist, the American people deserve answers on the extent of Hunter Biden's business dealings, both domestic and abroad, and whether, or really how much, then Vice President Joe Biden was aware of the extent to which his son was trading on President Biden's name or Vice President Biden's name. Thank you, and I yield back.